It is as if God created the devil and gave him jaws.
Few things have influenced our pop culture more, and yet it was a miracle it was even finished. Look into the making of Jaws, and you'll find all kinds of stories about how the mechanical shark didn't work, last-minute casting and rewrites, the budget doubled, the shooting schedule tripled, and the boat actually started sinking for real, nearly destroying all the film and equipment. Eventually, the crew began referring to the film as flaws. Despite this, not only did it become the highest-grossing film ever, but it was key in establishing the summer season as the ideal time for studios to release their biggest pictures, something we still see today. Yes, Jaws was the very first summer blockbuster, and it made Steven Spielberg a household name. Heck, it made sharks a household name! All the shark movies that have come out over the years are because of Jaws. Discovery Channel Shark Week exists because of Jaws. I met my wife because of Jaws. It's true, we met performing in Jaws the Musical, a show I co-wrote and directed in 2010. Anyway, it's no doubt people mostly remember the scenes with the shark, and that's a hard co-star to outshine. He really chews up the scenery. But this film was a success because of how good the human elements were, which is what all those Jaws wannabes failed to capture. It's like what J.J. Abrams said in his TED Talk.
They're ripping off the wrong thing. You're not supposed to rip off the shark or the monster. You gotta rip off, if you're gonna rip something off, rip off the character, rip off the stuff that matters.
I love this movie, and it's not just because these three main characters are fleshed out so well individually, but the dynamics they have as a team. See, Brody and Hooper are relatively sheltered men with good moral centers and new to the island, unlike Quint, who is a rough and gruff fixture of Amity and certifiably insane. However, Hooper and Quint are both confident thrill seekers who share an obsession for the sea, while Brody is a soft-spoken family man and terrified of the water. Still, Quint and Brody are blue-collar working-class Joes, while Hooper is a wealthy academic. So which one of the group is the outsider? All of them. You see, while each character has something in common with the other two, there is still a definitive trait that isolates them from the group. And each man is from a different era. Quint is a throwback to the days of chumming and spears, quickly being outdated by Hooper's futuristic radar and tracking devices. Meanwhile, Brody's caught in the middle, in over his head as always, lacking experience on either side.
I've never steered a boat in my life.
And in no scene is this more evident, with such few words, than when Quint mentions he was on the USS Indianapolis.
That's the USS Indianapolis.
You were on the Indianapolis?
What happened?
See the hierarchy at work there? On the Indianapolis, read about the Indianapolis, clueless. Or, kills sharks, studies sharks, ate at Red Lobster once. But Brody makes up for his naivety with bravery, and Quint does eventually become interested in Hooper's equipment, and Hooper starts to lose his nerve. The more time these characters spend together, the more they tend to theory that that's a clue. Quint is the one actually responsible for the graffiti, answers the wrong phone, or nearly slips off the orca. He's constantly out of his element in evincing beach attendants and perpetuating a negative stereotype of sharks, much to the not dismay of conservation screenplay. Then, once you connect the music notes, the theme actually makes a picture of a shark fin in the water.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
See? See? Now if we look at Quint's theme from the barrel chase, it's the exact same sound effect that Spielberg used in the movie Duel when the truck drives off the cliff. Well, I could talk about Jaws all day. And apparently I have. But it's time to pay tribute. Today, I turn one of my favorite movie scenes into a multi-layered Perler Bead art piece. Let's dive in. As always, I have my iron on its highest setting and move slowly from one side of the beads to the other. Do both sides for extra sturdiness. Once all of our pieces are made, we'll line up the parts of the orca and get to gluing. Then I sturdy up the backside with black foam core. Add the barrels. Then the shark. Now at this point, the shark is a few layers above the canvas, so I'll be adding more black foam core to secure it properly. Wow, I'm gonna need a bigger canvas. No, seriously, this thing's 24 by 36 inches. It doesn't even fit on my work table. I have to assemble it on the floor. It's a lot of work, but boy is it worth it. The layering effect really makes it pop. If you want to try tackling this beast, click right there to get all the DIY photos to help you make your own. As always, thanks for watching. Smile, you son of a bead!